Mark Skews, what is your favorite kill in the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise?
Yeah, the wood chipper.
The wood chipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of worried that was... I didn't want to go into too much detail on it, but let's go through it again.
Yeah.
Go through the whole thing.
I have
Break
the wood
it down.
chipper, but as a runner-up, I've got the head split.
The head split.
Yeah.
I'm getting to know you a little too well now because I figured I was like, that's Mark's number one. That's not. I actually thought maybe your number one would have been the Linnea Quigley. That's most
the
people's,
nice rack.
The most people's favorite kill is the rack kill.
I mean, it's okay, but it has nothing. It doesn't hold anything.
The wood chipper is just a heinous
fucking
kill.
Gruesome.
Yeah. So you want to go through it again? How does that scene play out? He's chasing the porn star.
Yeah.
The porno actress. He's chasing her through like the motel parking lot.
Yeah.
And then they run out into like a what would you call it?
Like a Christmas tree lot.
A Christmas tree lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, there's just like it happens to be a wood chipper.
I had forgotten about her because I thought she was going to get away. Like she jumps out the window of the motel while Santa is killing the filmmaker, right? The guy, the pornographer back in the main part of the hotel room. So I'm like, okay, she jumps out the window. She's got her boobs hanging out. She's not in a good way, but at least she's gonna escape, right? She lands on the garbage bags. She runs across into the Christmas tree lot across the street. And I figured that would just be the last that we would see of her. But nope. Santa, he's dedicated. You know, once he starts something, he finishes it off. So he pursues her across into the Christmas tree lot. And they do a little bit of a cat and mouse as she's kind of hiding within the trees.
It's a fun little scene, yeah.
It's a fun little scene. But then, of course, he just jumps out, hacks her leg off at the knee on one side, which, like, in and of itself is pretty heinous, right? Tosses that into the wood chipper. So you get the preview of what this thing can do, right? And it's not like they just kind of spit out a little bit of blood. Like, it's chunks of flesh coming out the other end.
Oh, it's
of
a
this
wood
thing.
chipper.
Like, it starts to stall.
Have you ever seen a wood chipper in real life?
Not functioning.
Have you ever been near a wood chipper? Because it's pretty terrifying. I've actually used one before.
Oh, actually, no, I say that.
It fucking mulches shit.
They had one out the front of my house one time. Oh. Sometimes they'll trim the trees.
It's actually intimidating when you're near that fucking thing. It will fuck you up.
Yeah. So you get to see this thing, and it starts to kind of, you know, the idea of human bones and flesh going through starts to stall the machine a little bit. So it starts to like, oh, you know, and then you're like, oh, they're not really going to, right? He's got her up on the shoulders, and it almost like kind of jams her into the machine. And the thing that sets it apart from every other scene where you might have seen this, like Fargo has a famous wood chipper scene.
Well, they don't really show it, but yeah.
That's right. You know, it's kind of left to your imagination. Nope, you do not need to have an imagination for this one because it shows you everything.
You actually want to see a person get chipped.
Yeah.
This is it.
You can see her blood guts being funneled out the other side while she's alive screaming at the guy as he's pushing her into the machine.
It reminded me immediately of the scene of the meat grinder in Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Yeah.
Where that was shitty CG and it just cuts to CG and it just looks so like nothing.
This one does not look
No, this is
terrible.
a hell of a lot better. No, some excellent kills in Silent Night, the remake. It's a solid remake. It's one that people aren't going to talk about. It's just not, I mean, people don't really talk about this franchise much, but it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know, there's some quality film in there.
See it for that alone.
Yeah,
right?
If you're a gore hound, definitely check out Silent Night. It's got some good shit in there for sure. Yeah, it's good.
How about yourself?
I mean, I think I'm curious, like, if you can guess this, but it might surprise you.
Okay.
My favorite kills, because one of my biggest issues with Silent Night 1 and 2 is most of the kills aren't Christmassy.
Yeah.
They're not really. It's like using a hammer and like a knife, and it's like, you know, where's my icicle kill?
Right.
Where's that, Mark?
Where's my Christmas tree up the ass kill?
So I think the best kill in the entire Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise is the couple's death in Silent Night 5, where they get fucked up by the toys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The teenagers.
Holy shit.
It's just very creative.
Oh, it's so creative. It's so fun.
The one guy, my favorite part of that is when the robotic hand is grabbing his ass, but he thinks it's the girlfriend.
So it starts off with this. It's Derek's the kid. It's the little boy's babysitter and her boyfriend. They're fucking around in bed and they're getting hot and heavy. And the dude's like in his tighty whities. And then Joe Petto shows up, which I think it's actually Pino dressed as Joe Petto.
Right.
And he drops all these killer toys on the floor. And then he grabs Derek and runs away.
Yep.
And we already know at this point in the movie, those killer toys can fuck you up.
They have some real capacity.
We saw the one go through. This was actually almost my favorite. Was the scene where the fucking robot bug goes into that guy's eye socket and then sucks his eyes back in.
It goes into his mouth and then just eats his eyes.
Yeah, it goes into his mouth and sucks his eyeballs back. That's a brutal fucking kill. So we already know what these toys can do.
Yeah.
So we know, we're like, oh, this is gonna be bad. And there's a pile of them. There's not what we see what one can do. A pile of them. And there's like all these different types of toys, and then there's this robotic hand. It starts off a little goofy. I don't really like this, but it's whatever. So they're getting hot and heavy. The guy's on top, and the robotic hand, for some reason, starts like grabbing the guy's ass and like kind of playing with his taint.
That feels good. Oh, you never touched me there before. What? No, put it back on. Put it back on. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And he's into it.
He's loving it.
He's like, oh,
don't stop.
Don't stop.
And she doesn't know what he's talking.
She's kind of like, sure, like whatever. And then they get rid of that. Then the ass play stops, and then the robotic hand just like grabs the guy's neck and starts choking him. And then there's like a robotic snake that wraps around the girl's wrists, which is very creative and clever. And then all the toys jump in, and there's like robot soldiers and tanks. There's a remote control car that's just like teeth with an eyeball on top. It's like a remote control like monster mouth. And a fucking remote control car with spinning saw blades. Yeah. What the fuck? It's awesome. And these two young people get fucked
annihilated.
Up. They get annihilated, and it's so glorious. It's like I wrote. It's like if all of the misfit toys from. Do you know like Toy Story? Like Sid's misfit
toys?
Yeah, it's like misfit toys where he makes all these weird monstrous creations. It's like if all of those toys came to life and just murdered people.
Decided to take their revenge on their owners. Yeah.
That's what this scene is, but it's actually, you're getting to see it play out.
Yeah. Such a juxtaposition to my choice. Like you went the opposite direction with your picks.
I want fantastical.
Yeah.
I want fantastical. I don't want brutal realism. I want fun.
I love that pick.
I want fun, gory, over the top.
The one girl, like doesn't like the tank thing like blow a hole in her chest or something.
So like the tank, they get fucked up. The tank fucking blows a hole through the girl's chest, which is a pretty brutal effect. And then like the girl's like bleeding out against the wall, and then the toy soldiers start firing at her, and they're basically like using her for target practice. They're just like pelting her with whatever fucking mini bullets they have. The monster RC car also chomps on her leg. Yeah. It like takes a chunk out of her leg, and then it chomps on her head as well. The guy has the RC car that has like the spinning blades. It like stands up, and it's like got these blades that stick out the bottom, and then it just like launches itself onto his chest. And then he's trying to get this fucking thing off, but it's like stuck to him. It's like impaled onto his chest cavity. Yeah. And then these spinning blades are coming up on the sides, and he's like, ah. And unfortunately they don't show it, but yeah, the spinning blades slice his throat.
Yeah.
They don't show you that. They show you after it, but it's still like it's implied.
And it's death by 1,000 cuts because
it's just brutal.
Like no one single toy
up.
like takes you out, but all of them combined. Yeah, it's great. It's a great scene.
Unfortunately, there's a technicality. Technically, the girl survives.
I was gonna say, do either of them get away?
No, the guy dies. She technically survives. She's fucked up.
I'm gonna say that it still counts.
I'm gonna still count it as well because so what happens is
I thought she
Sarah and Noah come back to the house because she has to tell them that Derek got kidnapped.
Yep.
So she comes out, she's covered in blood and
she's
on
the front lawn or something, right?
No, she comes like screaming out of the house in the driveway and she's like fucked up. But yeah, that's my number one kill.
That's a good choice.
It's excellent. Yep. It's so fun. Yeah. My honorable mention.
Yep.
The umbrella kill in Silent Night Part 2. That's a fun kill. Yeah. The effect is actually pretty good. Yeah. Like I thought they did a good job of making that actually look believable where he sticks this guy. So this is Ricky is fighting this bookie that's like beating on this poor man. Yep. And then Ricky intervenes and starts fucking him up. And then Ricky, like one arm has this guy gripped. And just to emphasize how, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about Part 2, but like the guy is like a big dude. He's a bookie. He is feeding Ricky in the fucking face with shots, and Ricky is just fucking
glancing it off.
Yeah. It's like it's not, it's just, you're just pissing him off.
Yeah.
Like he is just taking these blows as if they're nothing and straight onto the face. And he's got this guy just held up, and then he reaches for something. He's looking for something to kill this guy with, grabs an umbrella from the garbage, sticks the fucking guy with it, goes through him, and then he pushes the button and the umbrella opens up through the back of the guy. It's a pretty convincing looking kill.
And I believe, I think I remember this correctly. Doesn't it start raining right after as well? So the guy's got an umbrella over his body as the rain's coming down.
And when the umbrella opens, it's like covered in blood too. Yeah. It's a cool kill. Yeah. I have my worst. Yeah. My worst. Do you have a worst?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a bit of a cheat because it's kind of a culmination.
Fine.
Any kill where they use a handgun. Why are you using handguns? I hate handguns in slasher movies. So there's a bunch.
I feel like you're shitting on Part 2 here.
1 and 2.
Well, because Ricky uses it. One is Billy never uses a gun. He never shoots anybody with a gun.
No, but like he kills the shopkeeper for the $31. Like
oh no, he doesn't do that. You mean the Santa does it?
Sure,
yeah, the Santa does.
But like any horror movie where they use a gun is just
Ricky does kill a lot of people when he goes on that killing spree shooting guys. He shoots. He kills debatably 3 people with the handgun. No, 4 because he kills the cop too. So other 2 it has a lot of handgun kills. But I don't mind it as much. I know you want the personal. I know it's more fun when it's like
why are we here if you're just gonna shoot the guy, right? Like
I know guns aren't as fun in slasher. You want this.
Yeah.
You want the.
I want it to be personal.
I want the old timey axe, to split a poor teenager's head just clean in half.
I want the deer horns to pierce through your body. Yep.
My worst kill actually also has a gun involved. The slow choking scene in Part 3 where Bill Moseley's Ricky chokes the brother Chris with the shotgun in the basement.
Oh, right. After
it's so slow. And they're doing like the
and they don't do it right, so it just looks
it looks like he's hardly putting any pressure on the shotgun, and the actor's just kind of pretending to be like and it's like such a weak. It looks like something out of like Star Trek TOS, like the original series, where it's just like, hey, we're not going to hire stuntmen to do this, so the actors can just do it and make it look real, right? And it doesn't. It looks bad.
Hover it just an inch or 2 above his neck so we don't actually do any damage to the guy. It's like, no, you got to commit.
And it drags so hard. You know what would have been better? If they just did a blunt shot of him going like, whoosh, and it like crushes his Adam's apple, and then he's like,
Yeah.
like on the ground. That's a better way of doing that shot. Or fuck, why not pull a Halloween 4 and have him grab the shotgun and just impale him with the shotgun where he puts him right through the fucking wall. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Here's a little bit of trivia from Silent Night Part 1. The guy dressed as Santa Claus coming into his daughter's bedroom to surprise her.
Yep.
That is the actor who played Michael Myers in Part 5.
Jeez. It's a small world for these movies, eh? Like
Yeah, they're all in a lot of the same things. Yeah, they pop up a lot, especially from this era. Yeah. Another thing I'll mention on this kill is there's a funny moment where you can see. I don't think this was intentional because Bill Moseley has like the sneering face. He's like, choking the brother, and the brother who's like, he spits up one point, and you see the spit hit Bill Moseley's face, and you see him flinch. It was like that. Clearly, that wasn't meant to happen. But it's just like a little bit of a moment. You see a character break because he's like, he just, his body naturally flinches. Yes, he kind of goes like.
It's like exactly what would actually happen, but you just don't expect to see that in a movie with a guy that's like a homicidal murderer, right?
Yeah.